So Mark Zuckerberg is not in a good place right now. He's had kind of a bad year, so to speak. Right? Facebook has had the data breach recently. He had Zuckerberg go before Congress. People are just not happy with Facebook. They're not happy with the way things are going. And now we're seeing that there's public funds joins push to remove Zuckerberg as chairman, and getting a public request for that joins a large push to oust you as CEO. That's not very good. Now it says four major U.S. political funds that hold shares in Facebook Inc. on Wednesday proposed removing Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg as chairman following several high-profile scandals, and said they'd hoped to gain a backing from larger asset managers. And when again, it's all going to be power and numbers, right? That's how it's going to be. But it does make a fair amount of sense considering the fact that Facebook has had a lot of trouble recently, right? I mean, here's one of the reasons why I think this is happening. Is because you had a report come out the other day that advertisers are furious with Facebook because they were misled on the view count numbers, saying that, Facebook has been lying to them about how many people are the watch time on certain ads. It's not the first time that's happened. It's not. It came out a while back that Facebook view counts count for 3 seconds, whereas YouTube takes 30 seconds. And so when you see someone on Facebook or a video on Facebook and it has like 21 million views, that means someone watched it like 3 seconds. And oftentimes it takes that long to go and, pause the check it out for maybe a second and pause it and move on. But that's how they calculate it. So those numbers are grossly inflated. And that's kind of seems what Facebook likes to do outside of selling your data. Now it says state treasurers from Illinois, Rhode Island, and Pennsylvania, and New York City comptroller Scott Stringer co-filed the proposal. They oversee money, including pension funds, and joined activists in original filler Trillium Asset Management. A similar shareholder proposed seeking an independent chair was defeated in 2017 at Facebook, where Zuckerberg's majority control makes outsider resolutions effectively symbolic. So this could be a symbolic move. This could be something that probably won't end up happening, because if he does have the majority control, it's going to be very, 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 very hard for him to be pressured into stepping down. But it says here that Rhode Island Treasurer Seth Magaziner, if I'm saying that right, said that the latest proposal was still worth filing as a way of drawing attention to Facebook's problems and how to solve them, which is true, which is very true. Facebook, again, has had multiple scandals in this last year, the last 10 months, and they don't seem to be getting any better at all, period. They just don't. And so you can see that with the people who are making money off of Facebook, they want to make sure they continue to make money. And if they feel that Zuckerberg is not doing a good job as CEO, they want to get rid of him. I mean, Elon Musk was probably going to be ousted as CEO anyway, right? Like, I mean, not just because of that tweet over the private funding, but his actions was already causing enough of a stir within the company that other investors wanted him out. So they were looking for any reason. Here, you can see they're clearly doing the same, and they're going to try everything they can until it happens, because at this point, one day it will happen. Now, Magaziner says here, this will allow us to force a conversation at the annual meeting, and from now until then in the court of public opinion. A Facebook spokeswoman declined to comment, but it goes on to say that at least 3 of the 4 public funds supported the 2017 resolution as well. The current proposal, meant for Facebook's annual shareholder meeting in 2019, asks the board to create an independent board chair to improve oversight, a common practice at other companies. Yeah, so they want to make sure that things are running more efficiently. I mean, it could be that Mark Zuckerberg's Android programming is having a bit of problems, because the older he gets, the more and more he looks like Data from Star Trek. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out there are some cybernetic implants in his system. But it says here that it cites controversies that have hurt the reputation of the world's largest social media network, including the unauthorized sharing of user information, the proliferation of fake news, and foreign meddling in U.S. elections, which the last two kind of go hand in hand. I mean, even Twitter yesterday finally came out and acknowledged that in regards to the Russian meddling, from their perspective, they said that it was about 10,000 accounts that came out of the Internet Research Agency in Russia, that Kremlin-backed operation, and over 9 million tweets were used during the 2016 presidential election as a way to kind of help influence things. Again, don't know if it did, but that's what they're saying. And you can see that a lot of the negative press coming out of that for Facebook has had probably a negative impact on some shares, and the shareholders really want to get away from that. Illinois State Treasurer Michael Frericks, I'm saying that wrong, said in an interview that while an independent chair may not have prevented all the issues, there might have been fewer of these problems and less of a drop in share price. Again, we're talking about money. This all boils down to money. I don't really think they give a shit about the whole Russia situation. Those accusations, I don't think they care at all, right? I think they look at this and go, look, this is now screwing with our bottom line, and we got to figure this out. Now, shares of Facebook have had a rocky year. Under pressure from revelations about the privacy and operational issues, as well as concerns over slowing growth revenue, they closed Wednesday at $159, 10% lower than at the start of the year, and well off a closing high of $217 reached on July 25th. Now, we had the Cambridge Analytica scandal, all the other nonsense with that too. So they are dropping. I mean, $217 from a few months ago, 3 months ago, down to $159. That's a significant drop. That's not good. Now, the 2017 resolution received the support of a slim majority of outside investors, according to public funds leaders' calculations. They said they plan to talk with larger Facebook investors in coming months to seek their support. And the thing is, if they basically go on the our money is being hurt, which means your money is being hurt, this all ties into Zuckerberg, who simply is just not at controlling the company properly. Then they want to oust him. This is going to happen. Maybe not now, maybe not before 2019. But this is clearly going to be a thing, and Zuckerberg may not have the power to fight it off if they get enough people to really open up the conversation. Again, if he's got the controlling stake, that it won't happen, but I think eventually it's going to. Among funds that are Facebook's largest investors, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund and Fidelity Contra Fund voted against the 2017 proposal. Security filings show that while the American Funds Growth Fund of America supported. What kind of a name is that? The American Funds Growth Fund. It's a redundant or a refundant name. Yeah, I said it. I made the pun. I made the pun. Deal. Anyway, American Funds did not reply for requests for comment. And spokespeople for Fidelity and Vanguard also declined the comment. Contra Fund manager Will Danoff was supportive of Facebook's response to problems in an investor note in August. Now it says here that in opposing the 2017 proposal, Facebook said an independent chair could cause uncertainty, confusion, and inefficiency in board and management function and relations. That sounds like something a robot would say. So I think Zuckerberg penned that himself. And that says Zuckerberg has about 60% voting rights according to the company filing. So yeah, you're not going to be able to touch him right now. You're not going to be able to touch him right now. But I'm saying they could cause enough of a problem to where it could force him to act, right? Now it says the New York City pension funds owned about 4.5 million Facebook shares as of July 31st, while Trillium held 53,000 shares. The Pennsylvania Treasury holds 38,000 shares, while the Illinois Treasury has 190,000 shares. The Rhode Island funds hold 168,000 shares. So, okay. So, I mean, the New York pension funds, that's 4.5 million. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot there. But I don't know how many stocks are out there, so I don't know. But it's interesting because people want him gone. They do. It's not just people who are investing into Facebook. A lot of Facebook users want him gone. They want him gone because they don't look at him as being a valid source, a trustworthy source to run the company. And what he's doing seems to be more self-serving for him than it does for literally anybody else. Zuckerberg has had a number of screw-ups that has cost his investors a lot of money, and we're finding out more and more and more that they're doing more and more and more deceptive things to mislead advertisers, which keeps the money coming in. And that eventually is going to cause an apocalypse for Facebook. Facebook at this point in time is desperately trying to capture the YouTube gaming audience. I'm not even kidding you. YouTube, they're trying to bring over Twitch streamers and YouTube game streamers over to Facebook because it's a small market over there right now. It's a super small market that you can become a pretty big fish in a small pond relatively quickly, which will then bring over a lot of other small fishies, which will then just expand the pond, which is Facebook's entire idea. Facebook for a while toyed with the concept of trying to basically emulate YouTube in a way that would make YouTubers jump over to Facebook, considering the fact that Facebook has over 2 billion monthly users and YouTube has 1.5 billion monthly users. But the thing is YouTubers don't want to go to Facebook. They don't like Facebook. To them, it's complicated. And Facebook never made the video platform easy to use. So what they've done is they've now tried to invest in Instagram TV as a way to entice those particular creators to come that way as well. But here's the problem with Instagram TV. Do you want vertical? Do you want vertical TV? Do you want to watch it on your phone like this? No, y'all want landscape. How many times do you watch a World Star video and you go, you're shooting in portrait mode. Stop that stuff. You don't want portrait. Vertical video is not the way of the future. But I was actually at VidCon last summer and I went to the IGTV panel and the guy from Instagram was legitimately trying to argue that vertical video was the way of the future. No one in that room bought it. No one in that room bought it because it's one of the stupidest damn things you could say. Nobody wants to sit there and hold their phone like this for an hour watching a video where it's going to be like, all right, I can't see the wide direction. If someone's going to shoot, and if they're going to shoot in landscape and then they're going to edit and upload the portrait mode, it's just terrible crap. It's terrible crap. It's stupid. They know it's stupid. It's dumb, but that's Facebook. Facebook is dumb and they're losing money and they're losing power. And when it gets to be too much, then Zuckerberg is out.